Good day everyone. Today we're going to discuss Ethereum as I've been focused on Bitcoin recently quite a lot, and that's why I'm going to give my projection for Ethereum for the next year, as I believe that crypto and commodities will be having a massive year in 2021. Why not discuss Ethereum? Before we continue, I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel. There's a bell beneath which you can click, then you can see and stay notified on every video that I'm posting. Also, don't forget to like this tweet. I'm trying to build this platform and I think 2021 is going to be big for me as well. So just like there. It's free, you don't have to do anything at all. Ethereum is going to be the case today, and we're going to look at charts. There's a fundamental progress with Ethereum as well as ETH 2.0 is coming up. The spotlight is there on cryptocurrencies. Institutions are buying cryptocurrencies, mainly Bitcoin, but also Grayscale have been saying that they are including more towards Ethereum, and we've seen that around 100k ETH has been bought in the previous week for ETH as well. Not really in the spotlight yet, but that's a major shift that we're seeing from them towards cryptocurrencies. And I think it's just a snowball that is slowly starting to roll away, and it will just accelerate the more it drops from the mountain down. And I think it's just going to be more money allocated towards all cryptocurrencies in general. We can have a look at them. Also, what do we know? We know that Bitcoin is around the all-time high already, while Ethereum is still down more than 50% since its all-time high, which means that Bitcoin is still the first runner, and there's always correlations and cycles that repeat each other, but we heavily know that Ethereum is lagging behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the first runner, which means that once Bitcoin is calming down and giving that space towards altcoins, Ethereum will most likely start to run with Bitcoin in the period that Bitcoin is going to range sideways. After Ethereum calms down, the rest of the altcoins will generally follow, as Ethereum is the primary platform where altcoins or projects are being built on. But that's giving us some insights on how these markets work and giving us insight in the fact that Ethereum might be having a higher ROI or a better RR ratio than Bitcoin in itself. It has more risk, but it has maybe way more potential than Bitcoin in itself. So let's look at the charts. As I've done on Twitter, and I'll just make me a little bit smaller so we can actually see what we are writing here. What I've been saying on Twitter, and we'll go through the chart on Ethereum USDT, and then we'll go through the chart on ETH BTC as well, is we have seen that we've got this 1.5 to 2 years accumulation range in which Ethereum has been acting, right? So it could not break through it. We've been testing this resistance for a while. We failed to break through it, and after that we had a 2-year accumulation range in which we can see that the volume is relatively high, right? So that's a great signal for an accumulation period through which we actually had the power to break through the resistance in July. And breaking above that resistance got us above the 100 week and 200 week MAs, which are critical for any bull bear cycle or bull bear arguments. In this case, it's bullish. So we broke above the 100 week and 200 week MAs. We also broke above the accumulation range and the range resistance for which was been acting as resistance for 2 years. Break above. First level of resistance was this weekly buck around $480, after which the price dropped and tested this range high for support, which it did. So what is the conclusion from that is that we've got that retest done of this resistance area of the accumulation range, and we've got a new higher high since this accumulation period. So this higher high was finished, higher low was established, and then we started to accelerate one more time, which means that after this higher high we get a new higher high. After these higher highs, you want to see a new higher low, as that is the continuation of the upward trend. So you're looking at critical levels that you don't want to drop beneath. And in this case, the recent higher low is the area that you don't want to drop beneath. So as long as ETH stays above 350 bucks, everything's fine. You don't have to worry at all. Even if we get there, that would be a massive opportunity in general. So that's the critical area you don't want to lose to sustain this momentum that we have. The area that you generally want to see the higher low occur is the previous resistance area, which is this area around $460. Are we going to get there? We don't know. But if we have to use higher time frame confluence levels or support resistance levels, that is the first area that we should be looking at if we get a correction. And we still have Bitcoin as a potential correction period, right? So if we get this correction towards that area around 4.5, high fours maybe, that's going to make another higher low, and then we start to accelerate the upwards momentum. So if that correction occurs, we might also go to 700 bucks and correct from there. The levels will still be the same, which means that the level will still be there as a potential marking point for corrections. Then the question is, where are we going in 2021? So if we get a higher high, higher low construction, you can define a new target zone based on Fibonacci extensions. And that's the primary tool to use that for me to take those resistance zones in confluence with the price action. On the left we see historical price action, but Fibonacci levels or Fibonacci is one of the massive and probably primary indicator to identify any potential target zones. So based on this, we get a correction towards 450 and we top out at 643. I think that this higher low construction holds. The next wave in 2021 must bring us towards 850 and most likely is even going to bring us towards those all-time high regions at 1100 to 1200. So you see that every impulse wave from now will become heavier. It will become more impulsive, stronger in terms of relative numbers. In terms of percentages, it's not too heavy at all, but it's going to be more explosive, which means that there's going to be more retail FOMO, through which you would still be quite patient, calm in your approach in investing, as there is a bunch of people that actually lose money in bull markets because they FOMO. So always be critical with your decisions when you start to invest. But if we get this higher low construction, I think we are up for and ready towards 800 to 900 and potentially even 1200 bucks on ETH USDT. And then probably we're going to get a correction towards 600 bucks and from there we start to rally. So that's my approach on ETH USDT. If we get ETH BTC, we get a quite substantial and easy to follow chart in which we can see that we've had a similar accumulation range, right? So we have been acting inside this range block here for almost a year, as the price of ETH could not have any momentum at all in the bear market and fell towards the last support area, rejected at the support area before that, in which we established this range construction. On lower highs, similar to what Bitcoin did at 18.5, fell through, another block constructed, after which we can see higher lows and pressure build up towards the actual resistance, as you can see the price pushing further up. Breakout, which is very bullish, and then you can start looking at higher time frame levels that are significant, which in this case is the area around 0.4 satoshis. Rejected, as we got the first impulse wave there, bearish divergence applied, which also showed the rejection and the potential trend reversal. And then you're going to look at higher time frame levels once again, and then we can see that the support area at 0.2.5 satoshis of Bitcoin is actually the critical level to hold, in which we held, and we can see that there is a bullish divergence on the daily, marking that we've got a trend reversal. Are we going to get there again? Might be a massive opportunity. Lower time frame 0 to 8 is also likely, but the primary point is that we flipped the previous resistance for support, which makes this another higher low. we've got a potential higher high opportunity to occur in 2021. So if we're going to have this construction in which we are going to make that similar build-up as we have done in the beginning of 2020, I think we're going to break out of this construction, and we're going to look at any of those levels for ETH, which is very similar to the price action and targets that I have for ETH as well on the USDT chart. So this gave a little insight in what I'm expecting for ETH. Not going to expect ETH to run towards 20k, but I do believe that ETH is up for a big 2021, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. So like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram. Thank you very much.